Alright, this is Chief Engineer, and he's back with another test branch update. This one has a little bit more to do with driving, really, than anything else. I don't know if driving has been a big problem for you guys, but it hasn't been really high up on my list of things I would have liked to have seen change, but any change is a good change. What we're going to be looking at is Test B here, with 40% higher friction, I guess. It has a Test A, which is just... I'm not sure why they have a Test A with the exact same friction of the game, unless there's other stuff included. But the mysteries of how these developers work. Why not just use the main branch to make your comparisons in friction? But anyway, let's move forward. There might be more going on there. Maybe they'll comment and let me know where I'm in error, or I am confused about. Maybe there are other parameters. But for now, we're just going to try Test B out. I'm going to show you how to get to Test B, so that you can see if more friction is the kind of scrap mechanic driving experience you want. So we're going to do that right when we get back. Okay, we're back. Now, in order to go into the test branch for scrap mechanic, let me take a quick peek there. We want Test B. Alright. You want to go into your library. You want to go into your scrap mechanic by right-clicking, and you'll get this sub-menu. Properties. Betas. Opt out of all. We want Test B. Now, when you pick Test B, you're going to see a little download appear down here. You got to wait for that to finish. Close this, and I think that's it. You can launch Scrap Mechanic and go on your merry way. So let's start it up. Sometimes it takes a little longer to run the game after you do these updates. Sometimes no. Sometimes I'm totally wrong. So let's see how this goes. Okay. Version 0.2.4 test build B. Okay, good. That's where I want to be. Okay, let's go to a new thing again. Let's load it. Alright. Very nice. I am where I want to be in test build B. Let's bring up a little... Oh no, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? It's got to be directly under me. My spawn point. I love marking that thing, so we could find home. Our default spawn point. I'm really looking forward to a time when you can set your own spawn points. Welcome your friends in a place of your choice. Ah, a familiar map. Let's get a vehicle out and let's drive it around. No, that's not going to be an available vehicle. Oh, we gotta try the P.C.V. Why not? I may not notice. Well, this is a good test bench, actually, because the P.C.V. has no suspension. And it uses a raw unit to control the torque of the vehicle, so... I don't really feel. Let's scroll back a little bit. Okay, I can twist and turn. Now, there's going to be lots of ways to feel the friction in this. In a vehicle like the one I've built here, it's a highly specialized vehicle. The bumps. It used to be that the bumps would really trip it up. Any little bump. And I don't even have the raw units active, so I think they made vehicles a lot more, and I don't have suspension either. I think they made vehicles a lot more less prone to have problems. So, oh, I'm gonna have to make this a duck approved change. So far, even if you've made a new vehicle, if you've got a wide enough wheelbase, this is a pretty wide wheelbase, you're not gonna be flipping over on every bump you hit now. Perhaps if you narrowed your wheelbase. Oh, I love it when developers do something that makes my builds even better. So, I mean, there were always these like magic invisible bumps you'd hit, even on the smoothest roads on a flat world. If you've been playing Scrap Mechanic as long as I have, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's almost like a built-in like bump map or something, even if the world is totally flat. But here, even though I'm on a more terrainy area, I am not getting knocked to heck through cruising around. But then again, I build my vehicles with a lot of foresight. I try to make as stable a thing as possible. You don't want to be running from your life from a farm bot or some kind of enemy and be flipping over and make it for a very frustrating experience. It would seem like the whole terrain is against you. The world is against you. I mean, I'm all for natural man versus nature type things. But, yeah, that's mom and dad in the background. They just got home. You know what? I got inspired to start recording this right when they showed up. So, there's gonna be a little bit of background noise, but I love mom and dad. So it's all good. You might not even hear it when I turn on the music, so I might be whining about it for nothing. So, all in all, I'm doing a full speed run in the Badlands here around the outer edge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut back now. Same vehicle, okay? Ooh, I finally got to flip it. Oh, not too bad. I still managed to land it on its wheels. Alright, we're going to move back to the main branch and do a run and see how much of a difference I could feel in the driving experience. So we'll cut right back and we'll test that out. Well, let's get back in the P.C.V. and let's just drive around. Okay, P.C.V. was built to be a really stable vehicle anyway. Am I noticing more bounciness than before? I mean, all credit to the P.C.V. This thing was built to not flip over, and at the same time create as little lag as possible while still being able to maintain your objectives, which is moving cargo or resources. So that's why it's got no suspension. Amazingly, I'm not seeing all that much of a difference. Maybe they're using the new friction settings in the main branch. Maybe that was sort of a sneaky little update they did. Okay, I need to verify this. P.C.V's not getting knocked over. It's not using any form of stabilization. So let's try the test branch A. See if it goes the same again. Alright. Back to another test branch. Let's do that. Maybe my theory is incorrect. Alright, we're back again. Back on a new thing. We're gonna load. I'm gonna get on the P.C.V. Drive it around in test branch A with the other friction settings. Let's talk a little bit about the P.C.V. again. Alright. P.C.V. is about as provisional as you could get in a vehicle. I mentioned... No, I'm not talking to you. Okay, P.C.V. is about as provisional as you could get in a vehicle. No suspension to reduce lag as much as possible. Wide wheelbase. But not so wide that it's silly. That you can't get through what I would consider typical tree spacing. 2 cargo positions front and back. Only 2 springs in the whole build. And that's for steering. Okay. This is test A. And I'm just moving along. Using my P.C.V. driving skills. What is my conclusion between main branch, test A, and test B, and what is the reasoning behind me choosing a terrain map? Okay. Most likely, in survival mode, you're going to be playing in a terrain world. This is called immersion. It's got to be a realistic type of world, so it's going to be a terrain world. All the action is going to happen there. All the storytelling, all of our sandboxy adventures is going to happen in a terrain world. That's non-negotiable. What I've shown here is they could tweak friction 40%, and it's really not going to affect my gameplay all that much. I think once you start building vehicles with narrow wheelbases that are meant to go a lot faster, those changes in friction will seem much more, I guess, deal breaking for you and the type of building you like to do. But the reason why the P.C.V. is like the last vehicle I built is exactly for this reason. You could even switch out the friction in the whole world. It's really not going to affect me all that much. I've created an incredibly stable vehicle, multi-purpose vehicle, that just gets me around in the most reliable way possible. And it is that reliability which I will compare to non-dieability. Woo! Alright. Maybe a little more friction does tweak me a little bit more. But that, I think that I would attribute that to user error. I took that bump a little too selfishly. Okay, stability system's on. And when you're flying, you don't really have to worry too much about friction. Alright, amigos, thanks for hanging out with me as we did this test of test branch A and B together to see how it would affect my gameplay. I think a lot of my friends out there have a similar outlook and play style. That's why they're subbed to me. That's why they like hanging out with me on the Labs channel. I hope you guys saw that these types of changes will probably not affect my playability, hopefully not yours too much. But if you do decide to test some of your own favorite vehicles on the 2 test branches, leave me a comment and tell me about your experience. I would really like to know how it went for you. Yeah. Alright. Keep dreaming, keep building, guys. This is Chief Engineer signing off for now. Take care, amigos. Bye-bye.